everybody, welcome back to Glenn's Garage and welcome back to the 300ZX Turbo project behind me here. So today I'm going to be looking at the rear sway bar in the car. Going to get it removed, replace bushings, replace the end links, clean it all up and get it reinstalled again. So let's go get cracking.
Alright, so here we are now, back of the car. Got the back of it jacked up. Jack stands, of course. I typically leave a jack under if I can, just as backup. That's just me. So, sway bar at the back. You can see there the drop links, one on each side. And then right there is the bushing, the sway bar bushing. So two of those, of course, and then the sway bar actually runs just forward of the rear subframe. We'll get these loosened up first, and then we'll start working on the caps or brackets that hold the bushings in place. Okay, so sway bar links. The front were 14, the back's a 12 mil. You need a 12 mil wrench or socket on them. I've just done the other side. On this I'll show you, but I used a socket on both ends. I personally found it easier, but obviously whatever works for you. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to go on to these nuts here. They appear to be on nuts onto studs. The front were bolts. So I'm suspecting this rear one will be the easier of the two because it's probably more sheltered from debris. Well, we'll put a little penetrating oil on it, or WD-40, and see if we can get those loosened up now. Leave that just loose there. We'll move over, do the same thing on the other side, and then we can drop it down. Okay, so there's the rear clunk. There's the rear sway bar, and I hooked it up. Everything, bringing it out. There we go. So all the bits and pieces. Alright, so we'll tidy this up, and again, like the front one, it's going to get cleaned up, painted. Now, I would give a quick tip here. When you're going to go in and measure your sway bars and double check and just put a vernier guessing stick thing on, make sure they're clean. I threw the vernier on the front one and I came up with 23.9 mils. So I thought, alright, it's a 24 mil. And yet I give it a quick cleanup, wiped it down, cleaned it up, and it measured 23 exactly. Same with the back. This thing was coated with the waxy undercoating stuff and dirt and everything else, so you can see where I cleaned it in a couple of places here. It's a double check and measure. That was 22 mil. So there are different sizes. I don't know what drives a different size. This is a turbo, so I would have thought it would have had the bigger ones, but just a quick tip there anyway, make sure where you're measuring is clean, because the dirt will influence it and you end up ordering the wrong part.
Now, miraculously, everything now suddenly looks like new. Yes, the magic of video and YouTube. It's actually many weeks later, but all the underside of the car is restored, as you'll see. So we're ready to put this sway bar back in. First part out and the last part to go in. So I have the new bushings slipped on here. It's approximately where they go. So I'm going to position it under the car on a jack and then get the caps or retainers, bushing retainers, whatever you want to call them, finger finger tight into place, and then we'll start with the end links.
Okay, so I've got the sway bar sitting on this jack here, as you can see. It's gonna offer it up here. There we go. All right, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then we can lift it up and get the drop links on. Okay, so now we're going to install the drop link, end link. So the setup for the washers and the rubber bushings is pretty simple. Put a washer, you put the rubber bushing, you're going to offer it up under here so the rubber touches the sway bar. You're then going to slide another rubber bushing, another washer, then there's the spacer tube, then another washer up the other way, another bushing, and then that is going to get offered up to the car, and then you've got to put another rubber piece in the washer and the nut. So I'm not sure, I might block the camera doing this, but let's see. And the nut goes on. All right. Okay, so that's basically on. I got to do the other side, and then I've got to start tightening things down. Okay, so I have everything hooked up finger tight now, so we're just going back and torquing these fasteners down. The bushings are 23 to 31 foot-pounds of torque. I'll put it all in the description anyway. All right, other side, and then we can do the end links. Okay, so I've got this snugged up now. According to the manual, this should be 12 to 15 foot-pounds of torque. I don't believe I'm actually anywhere near that right now, but these are snug. These are really pretty tight. I don't want them to distort too much, so I think I'm going to leave it at my hand calibrated tightness rather than 12 to 15. I guess if you feel so inclined, you can keep torquing them down. So anyway, I'm fairly happy with that. I'm going to go do the other side now. All right, so there's the rear sway bar installed. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the video was helpful for you, especially if you're going to tackle that job. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, if you're enjoying the series on the turbo, a like or a subscribe, very much appreciated. Helps my channel, which is excellent. And I hope I see you back here in the garage. We're going to be carrying on. That is the suspension all buttoned up for me. All four corners and the underbody, it's all restored and done. So I'm going to be moving on to under the hood stuff next. So come check back in and we'll see what we're doing with the turbo engine. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Drive safe. Have a great day.